Welcome back to the second half of Hashtag Daily K. 10 a.m. That sounds weird. Why am I still here? It should be home time. No. It's now hour number 2 of the show. We've revamped things for the spring reshuffle, having lots of new content on Arirang Radio. You may have heard earlier, we had Good Morning Seoul, GMS, for a full 2 hours this morning. And then later on, after my show, it's going to be Cine Factory with some more British English. Pae Soo-jong, Sophia is going to be hosting that. And that's going to be all about dramas and movies. Looking forward to hearing the first edition of that brand new show today, which will be cool. And then we've got Isak coming up from 12, Music Access after that. And then the other big news was at 6 p.m. we've got Career Now with Henry Shin, a seasoned news reporter and news anchor, I should say, here in Korea. Still got Wonders of Jeju coming up later on at 10, Sam Carter at 4, and Ashley at 8, I see via the lineup on the website. Let's get back to some messages here. Zana says cinematography. No, not cinematography. Cine Factory. It's just combining cinemas, cine, and factory, putting it together. Cine Factory. I'm sure Pae Soo-jong Sophia will make that sound much better than me. Roz, back to our hashtag, says, growing up, we hashtag played a lot of freeze tag, hide and seek, and something called pickle, where a member from one team had to run from one base to another without being tagged by the person with the ball. Being caught between the bases would put him in a bit of a pickle. That sounds like in real baseball when you get stuck in between two bases and people throwing the ball over your head. I often find that scene absolutely hilarious. We used to play Stuck in the Mud. Did anyone else play that, where if you get tagged, you have to stand with your legs wide open and someone has to crawl under you and then you're out and you can run around again? Annie says from Singapore, I played Monopoly with my good friend's children when I went to her house during the Lunar New Year. So it's 3 adults and 2 children. It has been the tradition for the past few years and I enjoy the bonding time. Does it mean you have to let them win? Because sometimes I get competitive and I just want to destroy my kids when we're playing games, and then I reel back and I'm like, don't do this, it's going to damage their confidence. Bree says, 2 new shows, I have to download the app. Absolutely, you can get the live stream on YouTube as well. Robert says from the States, I love to play Chinese chess and Mongolian chess as well. How are those different? I'm quite curious, because there is a Korean version of chess as well that they sometimes play in some of the parks, like Tapgol Kongwon, which is around where I went on the weekend, around Insadong, and they have a lot of old folk who play games there, and I always want to try and join in, but I don't know the rules, so I shouldn't do that, should I? Raul says from Argentina, playing card games like Escobar D15 and Shinchon, Spanish cards. They're table games like Monopoly, but in Spanish. Oh, that's cool. I'm guessing, yeah, there must be a Spanish version of Monopoly, because they even have a Korean one. They have a Korean native version, which is a completely different company called Blue Marble, which is quite fun as well. Let's get to Travel Buff today. We've got Hugh Keese coming in, indie musician. He's posted up on his Instagram, so you can check that out by typing in the hashtag Daily K, and you can see the last spoiler teaser from yesterday's show saying 8 a.m. KST Daily K. That season is done and dusted now. Let's play Momoland's Boom Boom and welcome Hugh into the studio.
너와 나의 rendezvous 내 맘을 줬던 너 따위 맘대로 땡땡이 치고 날 만나게 될걸 Take a 매력을 보여줄게 Pick up the phone I'll never pick up Wow wow 정신없이 쿵쿵 내 마음을 뿜뿜 사정없이 Hit it ho 여기서 무릎께서 만나지나 밤이나 빛의 나비 전화내지마 달려와 이제 나만 생각날 거야 밤에 잠도 잘 못 잘 거야 손 좀 더 fall in love Give it to you 눈빛 쏟아지는 말 touch 하나뿐인 말 my lover 내 머리부터 뿜뿜 내 발끝까지 뿜뿜뿜뿜 너만 보면 내 가슴이 뿜뿜뿜뿜 듣고 봐도 내 가슴이 쿵쿵쿵쿵 Give it to you 눈빛 쏟아지는 말 touch 하나뿐인 말 my lover 내 머리부터 뿜뿜 내 발끝까지 뿜뿜뿜뿜 네 앞에서는 뿜뿜 내겐 줄게 뿜뿜뿜뿜
If you've been looking for a reason to come to Korea, then you should join us every Thursday or every Monday now, in fact, for this segment.
It's time for us to present you various ideas for thematic trips in Korea that you can enjoy with anyone and anytime.
On Travel Buff.
With Hugh Keys.
Found an old picture of you on my phone.
That's right, it is a new Travel Buff on a new day. I, in fact, had written every Thursday, but it is now every Monday. And we've got a new guest to kick things off. It's a very special Travel Buff today. Hugh, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm Hugh Keys.
Yes, you are a Magic Crazy has said Hugh Keys. Woo!
Yeah, woo!
Magic Crazy. Does that mean you know who Hugh Keys is? I'll be impressed. Great songs you have, Hugh. You were actually on my old show, Travel Bug, as a special invitation guest. I think it was a Wednesday segment we used to have, talking about your time in the Edinburgh Festival and stuff like that.
Yeah, Edinburgh. Yeah, definitely. We talked about that.
But I don't expect all my current listeners to have heard that show or remember it.
Well, I believe that's an old fan.
So could you introduce yourself to everyone who maybe hasn't heard of you, Hugh?
Okay, sure. So I go by the name Hugh Keys for my solo project. Basically, I'm a singer-songwriter, and I used to play in the UK around 5 years, I suppose. And then I came back and did my solo bits. I also do a duo called Hugh Keys by Park So-yoo. And finally, recently I launched a new project which is called Ultramodernista.
Ultramodernista.
Yes.
It sounds ultra modern.
Well, it is. Well, it's actually linked with Neutro as well. So, yeah, it's a band. We play, sort of retro-ish disco, funk.
Oh, nice.
Synth pop-ish.
Yeah. Okay.
Music.
I've seen some of your videos on your social media. Some really good stuff. Very different to your solo stuff. When you came in, it must have been 2014. You gave us a copy of your album.
Yeah.
I love that, by the way.
Cheers.
But it's very much more kind of indie, guitar-y and stuff like that. You gone away from that sound these days?
It's completely different. Yeah, it is Spanish. Yes. Raul.
Oh, ultramodernista.
Yes.
What does that mean in Spanish? Just ultramodern?
Well, in Korean, it would be our name will be 최첨단 Man, and we wanted to find the equivalent of it, and we found Ultramodernista, which stands for I don't know, like high tech ish, like 최첨단 really.
Oh,
in Korea.
really?
Yeah,
Being
like,
high tech, like cutting edge?
Yeah, cutting edge ish.
Oh, so that's a
Is that right,
Spanish
Raul?
word. Raul, yeah, teach us Spanish because we're not exactly sure. Ultra modernista. Oh, because I just thought it was ultra modern and then you just added an Easter on the end just to make it sound cool. But that's a nice definition.
Yeah.
So you were in the military for a while, right?
Yeah, but I did for 2 years.
And then you came up with this band afterwards.
Yeah,
How did you
right
meet the other
afterwards.
members?
I actually met them while I was doing my duties, army duties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we were in the same sort of company, and that's just how we met together. And I actually I was sort of a acquainted with the drummer. He was playing in this band called Sweden Laundry.
Okay.
Is anyone
Oh,
familiar
Sweden
with them?
Laundry.
Yeah,
We
the
played
duo.
some of their songs from time to time,
do
I'm
you?
sure.
Oh yeah. So he's a main drummer in that band.
Is he still doing that as well?
Yeah, still. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he's a
that's pretty
two-job.
cool. He's got two jobs. I'm assuming he's got kids, maybe.
Yeah.
That's why he needs two jobs. We all do when we get children. Raul saying, yes, Sweden Laundry is really good.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah.
What we do, Raul, look at you. Before we get into talk about Travel Buff and your theme for the week, I asked you about today's hashtag, which is play or nori. So what comes to mind when I say the word play or nori? You can talk about you,
Nori.
you talk about your family or anyone you like.
Nori. Well, I must say it's still music to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Music is playing.
Okay, that was a bit rubbish, but
No, that means you're a
But
real artist.
It still is. It still is. Yeah, I still consider it as play rather than work.
You still have
Yeah,
fun,
still enjoying
even
it,
like
yeah.
rehearsals and stuff like that. Because we met the
Yeah.
other day. We went to a kids cafe. Hugh
Yep.
does have a kid, and I got a couple of them as well. Don't know how that happened. And then in the kids cafe, we must have left quite late, about 8. And then Hugh
Yeah.
said he was going to rehearse after
Yeah.
that, and I was like, "Wow,
I did
I'm
that.
ready to hit the sack after playing with these little monsters." It's still fun to do. Just go
Yeah,
and jam
it's
out.
liberating, and I can just express myself, and it's good for my mental care as well.
When you're raising children,
Exactly.
maybe that is an escape. Oh, that's nice. For me, music is like a chore and a hassle. I mean, listening I love, but playing I'm terrible. I'm trying to teach
Really?
Gio the piano, and I don't know how to play the piano, so it's
Okay.
not a good start. But I get so stressed doing it because I don't know how I'm doing it. And then if
Right.
he gets it wrong, I get a bit stressed as well.
Ah.
So for me, music is a chore, a hassle, and stress. Maybe you can bring out the play side if we can jam together, Hugh. You could maybe
we'll
teach
we'll
me.
try that.
We are going to be getting on to Hugh's theme now. So usually what Martin does, and actually for the past few weeks he's been covered by Alex, is choose a kind of theme and we'll link maybe 2 or 3 destinations.
Right.
So what have you chosen for us, Hugh?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, today's theme will be music meets neutral. So my first pick was this place called Henghua Tang.
Henghua Tang.
Yeah.
Wait, so music meets neutro. It's funny you should say that because last week's theme was neutro. It was the first time I'd ever heard the
Yeah,
word.
because
That-
it's a new term, I guess.
is that a Korean thing, right? I don't know if I've heard it abroad. Or have you heard
I'm not
it
too
like
sure about that, but
abroad
could
as well?
be.
Yeah.
Could be.
because we like to make up these new words here in
Yeah, we
Korea.
always do. Yeah.
So music meets neutro. So neutro meaning like old things that come back into kind of fashion.
Yeah. So it's basically new meets retro. So
meets
it's like
retro.
new retro, neutral. It's simple as that.
Did you say your band as well is kind of neutro? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Ultra modernista.
Yeah.
Neutro.
So that's the twist, ultra modern, and yet you play these retro disco-ish
Yeah.
music.
I like the vibe to the band. The destination you mentioned, never heard of that as well. I would have said that's a soup if you said Heng Hua Tang. Because tang is usually some
Right,
kind of
yeah.
soup in Korean.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not. Well, it's rather a public bath, tang.
Oh, that's where the tongue comes from.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, because we say
they
Mogyok
both
tongue.
are still, yeah. It's Mogyok-tang, so that's the tongue from Mogyok-tang.
You've chosen a public bath as our first destination.
Yeah.
Risque.
Well, but it's not a real public bath anymore. It's a culture complex these days.
Oh, wow.
But there's a nice little stories behind this place.
It used to be a public bath.
It used to be a real public bath. I guess roughly 60 years ago. They started out as a public bath, and that spot used to be these Iron Dome people's, sort of gathering spot. During the weekends they
wash
go to wash themselves. Yeah, obviously,
With other people.
but also to hang out with their families and neighbors as well.
It used to be a really common communal thing to do,
Exactly,
I feel, in
yeah,
Korea. When
yeah.
I was younger, I came in the 80s quite a lot. My Korean uncle would always take me
Yeah.
to the Mogyok-tang. It'd be like a kind of day out. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
If you say to Westerners, let's go have a wash for fun, they'd be like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it used to be. I feel though these days, not as much, right?
No, not really. I mean, they're disappearing actually, those
Yeah.
public baths. But as you were mentioning, and during the 80s and even 90s, that was a big part of our culture. And I remember myself, and every morning I'll head to these one of these public bath places with,
Oh, really?
with my grandpa.
Oh, that's nice.
And that was a night out, just as you did with your uncle.
Yeah.
So that was a big part of it. And I mean, the sauna was good, but then I really enjoyed, right afterwards. Then when you finish your, sort of washing up phase, then you go to have snacks.
Oh, that was all part of
still
it.
in Mogyok-tang, yeah. And
Yeah.
then you get that nice boiled eggs.
The brown one, yeah.
The brown ones.
I don't like those because I'm not
No?
a fan of boiled eggs in general,
Okay.
but my kids devour them
Yeah,
at
I
crazy
loved
rates.
it when I was young. When I was a kid, really. and also I loved having shikke.
What is that? That's kind of the fermented rice drink.
Yes,
But not
yeah.
alcoholic at
No,
all.
non-alcoholic, very sweet.
I hope not, because I
Yep.
feed it to Gio quite often, and he's only 6 years old. So that was the background to this place in Ayondong.
Yep. So it was a real bathing place, but then they had to shut down a business since the gentrification and all the redevelopment boom hits Ayondong.
Yeah.
So they had to close down. So it was left unused for about 5 years or so.
Oh, goodness.
Until this art crew Chukje Hangsung took over the place and reformed it to a art space.
Oh, nice.
So that was a huge renewal for Hanghwa-tang.
So have they kept, like, the interior similar?
Exactly, yeah. They still have all the tiles
Wow.
and all those, public bath interiors.
Oh, really?
The
They've still
typical
got, like,
bits.
the bath spaces in
Exactly,
there?
yeah.
Wow.
But
That's
it's
going to be
formed
interesting.
into an art space, so it's really an intriguing place.
So what do they have on show in there? Like exhibitions and stuff?
Exhibitions and also live music shows, loads of them. Yeah.
In the public bath
In
area?
a public bath area, yeah.
I'm not a musical expert, as I said earlier, but what would the acoustics be like in a public bath? It must be really
That's what
like,
I
different.
presumed at first. I played myself twice at Hanghwa-tang,
Okay.
and I believe I did the very opening party as well. I
Oh,
participated
wow.
with my partner Park So-yu as a duo.
That's amazing.
And we were quite afraid in the beginning. Oh, it's a bath.
It's going to be like
It's a
echoey
bathroom.
or
yeah,
something.
it could be like really echoey. What we're gonna do? But
Yeah.
then once we cracked on, it was just fine.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why, but it works.
Really?
It's not too bad at all.
That's amazing.
So that's how we did it, and I even did a show last year with the band Ultramodernista. It was our pre-release show, and that worked out well as well. Yeah.
The sound is okay. And,
Yeah, it was really good,
People
actually.
gather in the public bath.
Yeah.
Must be really odd.
We're all dressed.
Yeah, I hope so. Because Raoul is saying, playing in a public bath. Is this the same as a sauna? Yeah, it's the Korean style sauna, you know, but the one where you take off all your clothes and just
Yep.
men go with men, women go with women. I'm assuming in the art exhibition space, both sexes can mingle because you're fully dressed.
That's true. Yeah.
But it must be a really interesting scene.
Yep.
Everyone just standing in an
Exactly,
old
yeah.
public bath.
Yep.
And you playing music.
Yeah. So it's a charming place, and if anyone fancies it, you can just Google it up, Ultramodernista, and then you will find a live clip that we played in Hang Watang.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Nice.
So you can just,
Gotta check
look
that
it
out
up.
for sure. Raul is saying in Spanish, Ultramodernista en un baño público, which I think means in a public bath. Yeah, maybe in Spanish, if you type it like that, it will
got a
come
great
out.
insight, yeah.
Lovely, Raul. We're going to play some music. We'll come back to talk a little bit more about this because there are other spaces there as well.
Yep.
We're going to play you, yourself, Hugh, and Park So-yu.
Oh, cool.
This one's Jasmine Hotel. You can tell us a bit about it after the song.
Thank you.
Babe, meet me at the Jasmine Hotel today. We'll figure out what was going on. Take off your name, get your shoes on. Don't catch any feelings, no. You know the rules. Meet me at the Jasmine Hotel. It's the same room number 2046. Take off your name, get your shoes on. Don't catch any feelings, no. You know the rules. Meet me at the Jasmine Hotel. Lay your troubles down on the bed. Shed some light and cover your doubt. Oh, it's a love without lover to call. Meet me at the Jasmine Hotel. Lay your troubles down on the bed. Shed some light and cover your doubt. Oh, it's a love without lover to call. Meet me at the Jasmine Hotel. Lay your troubles down on the bed. Shed some light and cover your doubt. Oh, it's a love without lover to call. Meet me at the Jasmine Hotel. Lay your troubles down on the bed. Shed some light and cover your doubt. Oh, it's a love without lover to call.
This is Arirang Radio.
And this is Hugh Keys filling in for Martin this first week on Travel Buff. Hugh, that was you and Park So-yu, Jasmine Hotel.
Yep.
What is the Jasmine Hotel? What's that song about? Tell us a bit of background. I've never had an artist in and
Okay.
played their song.
All right, Jasmine Hotel. So basically, Hugh Keys by Park So-yu is a duo project that I do with a fellow singer-songwriter called Park So-yu. It's quite obvious, right?
Yep.
And the song that we just played, Jasmine Hotel, is our second single. It was based on Park So-yu's sort of bitter memories
Of a place called, the
Jasmine Hotel.
In
yeah.
Korea?
Yeah, in Korea, I believe.
Okay.
And incidentally, I found the exact same one right next to my place, which was really bizarre.
Which is not far from Arirang Radio
No,
either,
not
Nambu
at all.
Terminal. If you want to find the Jasmine
Yeah,
Hotel,
I've never tried that place, but
we don't recommend it personally,
No.
but that's still a crazy coincidence.
yeah. So
isn't
it was a funny sort of episode that we had,
Yeah.
and the song itself is about relationships, really, bitter relationships, and we sort of pictured like I don't know, this sort of Hong Kong hotel vibe.
It feels like
You know,
that. Like
yeah.
Jasmine Hotel as well would
Yeah.
bring up images of Hong Kong, like
So-
Jasmine Tea.
Yeah.
I can taste it in
Yeah.
my mouth while listening to that song. Raul says, good sound, techno vibes. Zana as well says, yay, nice song. Thank you for that
Cheers.
creation, Hugh. We were talking about the neutro link to music style, talking about one particular place, Heng Hua Tang, and Siska sent in a message to you.
Yeah, she did. Siska, hi. She's from Indonesia. Good morning, Hugh. Happy Monday. Well, you too. And your name sounds familiar to me, but please forgive my goldfish memory. Oh, I need to refresh your sauce. Okay, no worries.
It's been many years, Siska. We'll let
It's
you off.
been ages, and I've been away, for army duty, so no surprise. So what should I write?
Whatever. Well, let me have a look at Siska's message. She says, Retro Places Part 2. Can't wait for your recommendations. Maybe Retro Places to do busking for musicians. That Hewa Tang,
Ouch.
it's not busking, right?
No, they you need to book first, and yeah, they have their procedures, but
It's not a busking venue.
No, it's not a
unfortunately,
busking
Siska.
venue, no.
But busking in Korea is not that big and well developed, right? Are there
I don't
places
think so.
to do it?
they
Have you
do
ever done
in
it?
Seodong actually. Samcheongdong,
Yeah,
I guess that
I went
place
into
is
them
well
on the
known.
weekend, but do you know
Ah.
what surprised me? There was a big sign on the
Ah.
wall, and it said "No busking." Yeah, it said "No busking."
Okay,
here. And I was
okay.
like, have they banned it or something? In
Could
certain
be. I mean, it was
areas?
quite big actually.
Yeah, there were a
even
few
like 2 years
corners, right?
ago. Yeah, there were loads of busking musicians.
But actually, when I walked back past that sign on the way back to the car,
Hmm.
someone was busking right in front of the sign that said "No busking."
Well,
in capital
I'll
letters.
call it guts, but
Yeah. But yeah, it was good music as well. I
please don't
must
do
say.
it yourselves. But
Talking a bit more about Heng Hua Tang before we go on to the next venue,
Yep.
there's something, maybe if you're not into going into a public bath venue, they also have a cafe
oh yeah, they do. It's called a Hanwha Coffee. They run a cafe.
in also the public bath area.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the same place, but it's just divided with the partitions, but still it's in the same
You're
place.
drinking coffee in a public bath.
Exactly, yeah. Which is cool. I mean, think about it. You have your coffee in a public bath. That's odd. It sounds odd, right?
I would like it if it still had water inside, so you could like dip your feet in or something.
That would have been great, but no, they don't
Hygiene,
do
I
it.
suppose.
No,
Yeah,
no,
dirty feet
that's
and
too bad.
everything.
Yeah, and I really need to mention that they have a signature menus,
Okay.
which is called Panshinyok Latte. And it can be translated in a lower body bathing latte. Okay, that's a bit awkward. You
So
can simply put
your
a
feet-
sauna latte.
A sauna latte.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound
That's more
good
likely, isn't it?
marketing.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. Like I'm drinking sauna
Yeah.
water.
But then you get a this ginger man and in your drink.
Oh,
he's
wow.
chilling in.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Sitting
with
in
his
the latte?
Italian towel, which is supposed to be a sugar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's got a little Italy towel there.
Yeah, so it's really great.
Oh, that
it's
would
quite
look
fun.
cool for social media, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That panshinyok, that's part of Korean culture as well, isn't it? Like just bathing half your body.
Just a half of it, yeah.
I don't understand that. Like, if I'm going to get in a bath, I'm just going to get in the whole way.
Yeah.
But that's like, what, up to your waist or something like that?
Yeah.
And then the top half is out?
Out.
Oh.
Yep.
Maybe it's for like the difference in temperatures.
That's what I've heard, actually.
Something to do with circulation.
Circulation, yeah.
Is that your favourite drink there then? The sauna latte?
Well, not exactly. I mean, it's really good, but my personal number one would be this apricot 8.
Apricot 8?
Yep.
Oh.
And it's all handmade. Well, Ayondong and especially Eoge, where this Heng Hua Tang locates, they used to have loads of apricots.
Okay.
So it was sort of a symbol of this area.
Wait, what's that called in Salgu? Is it Salgu?
Salgu, yeah, it's Salgu.
Is the name for apricot. I don't see many apricots
No,
these days
no.
like for sale in supermarkets.
No, tell me about it, yeah.
Oh, but they have it as an aid there.
So it's all handmade, and not just the owners of Heng Hua Tang, but with the neighbors, the people who in the community. They actually participated in it
Oh, nice.
to make those refreshments. So it's really cool. They have nice little background stories as well. So
It's a nice community venue, it seems
exactly, yeah. So they're actually giving it back,
Yeah.
which is very rare these days, isn't it?
Like. It's all take.
Exactly,
From
yeah.
these gentrified areas, isn't
Exactly,
it? And all
yeah.
the old folk get pushed out of that region as well. It's a little bit sad, isn't it?
It is.
People just talking about Jasmine Tea now. We've got them on that. Johnny saying, I love Jasmine Tea. Mirakan
you.
as well. I love it too. Jasmine Tea is a delicious drink. You should do another song with Bakso, Jasmine jasmine tea. Get the Hong Kong vibes there.
Okay, I'll do that.
Destination number 2 on this Neutro music travel that we're taking here. Where are we going?
Well, next up is Eerie Cafe.
Eerie as in scary, spooky, eerie stories?
That's right.
Eerie?
But it's far from being scary anyway.
Okay.
I don't know why they put it eerie, but it's a really genuinely retro-themed cafe with nice vintage books all around the place.
Oh, cool. That you can just pick up and read.
Yeah.
Not
that you
like a
can do.
bookstore or anything.
Not really,
No.
but it's just there, and you can freely just explore it. It's not really a library-ish vibe. It's more hip, and it's more of a chill, casual place.
Where
But
you can
still
have a
loves
coffee.
to read, yeah.
Oh.
And they have like various drinks as well, not just coffees, but teas, smoothies, even liquors.
Oh, you can have some alcohol in the cafe.
Exactly, yeah, and they have some snacks too.
Oh, nice.
So it's a perfect place to chill out.
Where is Eerie Cafe?
It's located in Sangsu-dong. They're actually a victim of this gentrification around Hongdae area.
Oh, they were originally in Hongdae,
They were originally in Hongdae, and then they had to move out because of the rent.
Okay. A
And then-
lot happened back in the day, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, even now actually.
I heard that now Sangsu-dong is getting a bit gentrified,
Exactly,
right?
yeah. So I'm actually a bit worried, but they're still okay. So they did the renewal in 2004. It's Hangzhou, where the cafe is now.
That's not too far from Hongdae,
It's not too
right?
far. It's
Yeah.
actually, it's pretty close, isn't
Yeah.
it? And after its renewal, they hosted great events as well, just as Hanwha Tang did. So not just a book cafe. So they actually run like live music or even book-related events.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It's very arty. Well, it naturally became a cultural hub.
Yeah.
To the locals.
In
So
Sangsu-dong.
it's for locals, yeah. In
Have you
Sangsu-dong.
performed there as well, Hugh?
Yeah, I did. I can't remember exactly when it was, but it's like long time ago.
When you were soloing it?
Yeah, but it was really good. It was really intimate, so I wasn't really expecting too much since it's very small. It's a cafe, so
Sure.
I expected more of a sort of casual, loose sort of vibe. But it was
Yeah.
really, really good. People were so engaging.
Oh, nice.
It was really good. It was really good.
I feel like you yourself, Hugh, and I'm sure your audience as well, it's just going to be hipster central.
yeah.
Lots of hipsters in there, right?
Yeah,
With their
yeah.
vintage books and
Yeah,
all
you can say that.
sorts.
Yeah, yeah. And well, the owner Kim Sang-soo, he's a poet himself. So
His name is Kim Sang-soo in
No.
Sangsu-dong.
yeah,
Sang-soo.
am I right? Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a
Well,
coincidence.
didn't know that.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. His name has inspired his location. But he's a poet.
Yeah, he's a poet. He released his poetry books like years ago, I guess. He still does it. Well, we're friends over Facebook, so I'm sort of exposed by his poets.
Oh, really?
Every
He
now and
posts
then.
up poetry.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty cool, actually. He's a nice guy, and yeah,
It sounds like a good venue,
yeah.
definitely.
It reminds
with
me
all
of
the
a
vintage
bit of a East London-ish vibe.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, like the Shoreditch,
Shoreditch
Brick
area.
Lane sort of
Really?
vibe. Yeah.
Down in Sangstone, this one little haven, Eerie Cafe. So it's spelt Y-R-I in
Yeah,
English.
in English, yeah.
Eerie Cafe, if you want to check it out. We are going to take another song break. We'll be back with one more destination as well. Give us your questions, any comments for Hugh in this time. Why don't we play Bye Bye Bad Man, Island Island.
Feels like
to the sea of liars, and nothing's gonna stop me now, 'cause I'm having a dream like eternity, longing for liberty. Feels like I can't go anywhere tonight. A dream like eternity, longing for liberty. Feels like I can't go anywhere tonight. Feels like I could be strong enough to make it by myself. Oh yeah, I'll be free. I don't belong to the sea of liars, and nothing's gonna stop me now, 'cause I'm having a dream like eternity, longing for liberty. Feels like I can't go anywhere tonight. A dream like eternity, longing for liberty. Feels like I can't go anywhere tonight. Always keep my dream alive until I find that way you are. Always keep my dream alive until I find that way you are. Dream like eternity, longing for liberty. Feels like I can't go anywhere tonight. A dream like eternity, longing for liberty. Feels like I can't go anywhere tonight.
Bye Bye Bad Man there. Loving that track as well. Kind of similar vibe to your kind of
Yeah,
ultra-modernista as well.
synth-pop-ish. Yeah.
I love it.
Quite love them as well, yeah.
Roz from Florida says, I'm really liking these second hour song choices. All along Hugh's vibe, I feel, that our producers matched it up to. To Jasmine Hotel, Kayla Love says from the US, wow, that song sounds so nice. I wonder what inspired it. Well, now you know.
Yeah.
It was Pug Soyu's bitter love story. Doesn't sound bitter at all. It's very nice. And Jasmine T's not bitter either.
Well,
Maybe the hotel
that's
was.
my take on her bitter experience.
Will says, I really like Jasmine Hotel as well. First time ever hearing it. Now I must check out your other music.
Cheers.
Yeah, so if you type in Hugh Keys, I'm sure you can find you on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Social media and whatnot.
Yeah.
Ultra Modernista, the current band.
Yeah.
And then Hugh Keys by Pak Soyu, the duo collaboration.
Yep.
And then for his earlier indie stuff, that album, I used to listen to that loads that year, 2014. Really, really good. Check it out. We've also got some questions for you. Pasta Lover says, Hugh, what's the favourite moment of your career? I remember the
that's a big
reason
one.
we got you on in 2014 is you caused a little bit of a buzz being in the Edinburgh Festival and doing music over there, right?
Yeah, Edinburgh festivals, Liverpool Sound City, etc., etc. So basically through overseas festivals, but I still think it's now really because we are actually preparing for our Japan tour
really?
this year. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we've got a new release and even a full album later this year.
It's going to be released in Japan.
In Japan, since we signed a record deal with a Japan label.
That's
so,
pretty impressive.
So it's a new adventure for me as well.
We're always talking about K-pop acts going to Japan these days. It's like the big trend, the wave.
Yeah,
again.
I think so. I mean, I was quite surprised when I visited this time in Japan. It's more welcoming than like decades ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To Korean artists.
To Korean
as well.
artists, yeah.
Because there was a little lull in between where there was a bit of
was.
negativity towards Korean artists, but it seems to have disappeared.
Disappeared.
Again.
And,
Wow.
these days it's with they really respect Korean artists as well, and so. Yeah, a new adventure awaits. So that will be my favorite movie.
That's very good.
Now.
I'm glad that it's not in your past. Yeah, that's
No.
a good answer.
That'll
Hugh.
be a bit sad.
I'm going to save Raoul's question for after we introduce the
Okay.
third place that we're going to go to today.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's a place called Jebi Dabang.
So this is Neutro music
Neutral
related.
music related, yeah. You
Okay.
can call it Swallow Cafe. Well, JB means swallow, right?
Yeah.
Well, this bar, as some of the listeners might already know, it's got really popular these days since
really?
Hyogo, IU played there.
Oh,
once.
wow.
Mhm.
So massive artists.
Yeah, so
playing there.
massive mainstream artists also play there once in a while. It's a really, really hip place. Again, very much Shoreditch-like place.
Whereabouts is this in Seoul?
Also Sangsu. It's like minutes walk from Erie Cafe.
Is that the place to go for like this kind of vibe? If you like that
yeah.
vibe?
So whenever I have guests from overseas, I try to get them to this cafe, JB Dabang.
Oh, really?
It's really cool. They have like very Gyeongsang, like 1930s Korean sort of vibe.
Oh, wow.
I mean, no wonder the name JB Dabang was taken from this very famous poet Lee Sang's cafe that he used to run in the
really?
past. Yeah,
Oh,
so they
wow.
took the same name.
That's amazing.
So
That's
no wonder
historic,
they have
isn't
that.
it?
Yeah, it's very historical name, and also the vibe in the cafe has this very retro vibe. But the twist will be their huge affection towards indie music.
Oh,
You can also see like loads of musicians, goods and posters as well.
Oh,
So-
indie musician goods. That must be
yeah.
hard to find in other places. These
Yeah.
days you can find K-pop goods everywhere.
Well, that's easy, right?
But at Jebi Dabang, they have some indie
Yeah,
band
and they
goods.
also release their compilations, like original compilations.
Oh, that's
So
nice
it's
of them
pretty
to do
cool.
that.
Yeah, so that you can see it's completely well, it's really kitsch and retro.
I'm looking
So-
at some photos that I found in an article. They've got articles about these places,
Oh,
both
yeah?
the cafes that you mentioned in Sangsudong, actually.
Cool.
And it looks really different to like the coffee shop trend these
No,
days.
no.
Yeah, it's not like any chain coffee shop that you find in Korea,
Nah.
which is no bad thing, by the way. I like the normal
Yeah, I
coffee
mean,
shops
they
as
have their
well.
own charm, and these places have their own.
Yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. Have you performed here as well?
Yep. Actually, we performed here, Jasmine Hotel, the very first time. With Box for You. Yeah.
that's meaningful for
yeah.
what we just played today.
Yeah, it's a nice coincidence.
How was it? How big is the venue in terms of like
it's
audiences?
not that spacious. It's rather intimate. So it's in a ground floor. On the ground floor, you have this cafe.
Yeah.
And then in the basement, you have this sort of live venue. Still, it's very intimate, and the chairs, it's
Yeah.
for kids.
You sit on
Actually for
little kids' chairs.
But somehow
the
you can always
audience.
manage. Yeah, the audiences can only sit in that kids'
Nice.
seats, but still you can somehow manage it.
That's
It's quite
amazing.
comfy.
Yeah, those little
It's quite comfy. actually.
especially for Korean audience members, I often think that Korean people are more flexible than English people because you
Oh, you
can
think
sit on
so?
the floor no problem. Kids' chairs, I think, are all right.
Yeah,
But for some
makes
like
sense.
bigger British people, I think they might break those
Well,
chairs.
you can still stand if you fancy it that way.
That sounds really nice. Raoul, now I'll ask the question. What's your personal favourite, Hugh, out of the three places that you're
Oh.
introducing?
Well, I must
Putting you on the
pick-
spot.
I must pick Hanwha Tang though.
I would have said that even though I haven't been to any of these three because it just sounds awesome. A public
And
bath.
it is an awesome place, yeah. I mean, you don't get that experience easily, a bathing place, you have coffee with a ginger man in your cup.
Because, all right, what I remember from the 80s and 90s about public bars, they're quite dark a lot of the time, like no windows because obviously everyone's naked in there
True.
when they're bathing.
True.
So is it that kind of, not dingy, but dark kind of...
No, not at all,
vibe?
not at all. They will, good lighting,
Uh-huh.
that's one thing. And they do have a really, really huge window
Oh,
in
they
the
put one
very
in.
the very entrance. So
Oh, and that lets in
no
a lot of
lighting
light.
problems. Yeah.
And the tiles are all on the floor as well? the
On the
original
walls,
bath?
actually.
Okay.
And on the walls.
So they've
and
refloored-
actually the floors as well, and some parts of it. The main exhibition sort of room,
Yeah.
they have like everything
Is
with
original,
the original
tiles from the
yeah.
public
That's
bath.
where the exact the bathtub was.
The big one.
The big one, yeah, where everyone gathers.
That's where you gather, but not to wash anymore.
No.
Maybe it would be nice if they had a public bath like nearby where you could go to the exhibition, then go for a real
No,
bath and the
no.
scrub down. Kayla says, Hugh, you're planning on making some music in the near future. It would be pretty interesting. How can listeners get their hands on the music that you're going to release in the future?
Oh, the one with the Ultramodernista, you can check it out via Spotify.
Oh, but that's not available in Korea, but is
Not
it?
in Korea.
But abroad, they'll be able to
Abroad,
find it.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Most of
So-
our listeners are from overseas. So if you just type in Ultramodernista, as Raul told us earlier, means like cutting edge of the
Yeah.
future. Hugh, it's been great having you back in the studio after so many years.
Cheers.
If we need some indie-related stuff, I'm sure we're going to call you up and get you back in again.
Yeah, give me a buzz. I'm easy.
To all the listeners out there, do you want a little message to them? What would you like to
Well-
say before you leave us?
Well, I can just say, well, thank you for having me, and I'm glad that you guys enjoyed my music. And yeah, just find me on YouTube, Instagram. I'm there.
Ultramodernista.
Yeah.
Check out the videos of them in a public bath as well. Raul saying, yes, boiled eggs, coffee, music, and a public bath. What more could you ask for, right?
what I'm
Hugh,
saying.
it's been a pleasure. Good luck with the Japanese debut,
Oh, thank you.
and we'll see you in the future.
Yeah.
Here is Minsoft featuring Paul Kim, 2 centimeters.
안녕 우리 오랜만이야 떨어지네 내 시선이 서운했잖아 기다렸단 말야 넌 왜 연락 안 했니 어색한 공기를 식혀줄 아이스 커피
남은 빈손에는 담겨있는 말이 있는데
오늘은 나 손 꼭 잡고 걸어볼 거야 두 손 만나기 2cm 전 좋아 좋아 그냥 난 이런 게 좋아 아직은
사랑은
아니라고 해도 좋아 좋아 이 느낌도 좋은 걸 이 간격이 좋아
별일 없이 전화할 땐 말야 별맘 없인 아니라고
아침부터 기다렸단 말야 네 번호든 전화기 꽃피는 방울 같은 네 이름 세 글자 보기엔 너무나 예쁜데도 잡히진 않아 그냥 사람 친구로만 두기 싫은데
사랑하기 딱 2cm 전
좋아 좋아 그냥 난 이런 게 좋아 아직은
사랑은
아니라고 해도 좋아 좋아 이 느낌도 좋은 걸 이 간격이 좋아 근데도 자꾸만 욕심이 나넌 내 거면 좋겠어 그래도 아직은 겁이 더 나 내 마음 다 주긴 좋아 좋아 그냥 난 이런 게 좋아 아직은
사랑은
아니라고 해도 좋아 좋아
Introducing real music.
Introducing the latest K-pop music
Listen.
on Arirang Radio.
Indeed, the latest K-pop music, some indie stuff on our show, hip-hop, whatever you like, you can hear on hashtag Daily K. We're coming towards the end of our first show in the spring reshuffle. So far, so good. No big mistakes. Nothing's exploded in the studio. Everyone still survives, so I'm liking it. Kayla Love says, hashtag play. It's been so long since I tuned in, probably 2017. Maybe when we were previously in our 9 to 11 time slot, KST, in the mornings. That's cool. And you say, a game that I used to hashtag play not too long ago was Jelly King. It's an online Korean game about a ball of jelly whose quest was to collect golden coins that can grant you a wish, and he wants to rule the world with it. Seems like it's an interesting game, Kayla. We should talk more about the gaming industry, I feel. Yeah, we don't do that too much. Bree saying the first show of season 6. Indeed it is. And in hour number 3, I was going to say, we don't have an hour number 3, but in the next hour of Arirang Radio's programming, we've got Pesujong Sophia for Cinefactory, talking all about movies and dramas, so get your dramatic fix there. Juhyun is waiting in the wings to do the news. She's in the studio right next to me. I can see her. I can wave to her and everything. I miss her. There's a space here that's for Jiyeon, it feels like, but we'll hopefully get used to this. You'll get to hear her voice in a second as well with some news updates. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, with a slightly revamped corner with Korean Onni, actually, focusing more on movie lines and maybe drama lines as well for our learning of Korean. Look forward to that one. We are going to play you one more song as well before we go. It's from Winner. It's Millions. A massive thanks first, though, to all our staff members before I leave you now. Our producer, Yuna PD님, our writers, Ma Jung Lim and Kwak Kyung-ok, and our sound engineers for Day Lee Jong Han and Chung Gi Sam. It's been your Daily Dose of Korea. Hashtag Daily K out.
어디가 그렇게 좋냐고 묻네 Baby wait a sec 손가락 몇 개를 다 접어도 이유를 다 세지 못할 만큼 Just like you baby 이걸론 부족해
말해 뭐 이거 아가씨 난 조물주의 masterpiece 서지마자 난 말할게 너 찾아다닌 거래 지구 한 바퀴 반대로 넌 내가 왜 좋아? 맞으면 혼나 yeah. 밀리모 밀리놈 빌리엄 트릴리온 말해줘 일일이
거쳐만 수백 가지 그 속엔 백만 가지 이유들로 네가 좋아 baby 해가 두 번 뜰 때까지 옆에 있어줄래 같이 난 말해주고 싶어
네가 좋은 이유 got millions millions millions
The reason I like you Oh yeah yeah yeah
네가 좋은 이유 got millions millions millions
The reason I like you Oh yeah 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 yeah
I like you baby 어디가 그렇게 좋냐고 묻네 Baby wait a sec 이틀을 쉬지 않고 말해도 끝없이 말할 수 있을 만큼 Just like you baby 이걸론 부족해
너가 얼만큼 좋냐고 이 세상 컬러의 숫자를 매길게 어려운 수학은 몰라도 사랑은 더 하고 제곱해 baby 코끝을 간지럽히는 봄이 찾아온 듯이 꽃피는 내 맘에 나비가 돼 날아와 나에게 지새 난 또 설레잖아
거쳐만 수백 가지 그 속엔 백만 가지 이유들로 네가 좋아 baby 해가 두 번 뜰 때까지 옆에 있어줄래 같이 더 말해주고 싶어 네가 좋은 이유 got millions millions millions
The reason I like you Oh yeah yeah yeah
네가 좋은 이유 got millions millions millions
The reason I like you Oh yeah 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 원해 내 맘이 너를 원해 수정 부려도 예쁘네 필러 영화는 싫은데 너와 함께면 10번을 받아 오케이 봄이 나를 위해 주네 5-star S-line 몸매 Six sense 반전 매력에
네가 좋은 이유가 millions millions millions
The reason I like you
네가 좋은 이유가 millions millions millions
One exclusive. Here it is.
Two
Now check this out. Okay, fellas.
3
11.
Go